You were talking to some parents at the park, and they were talking about their favorite filtering softwares and the passwords they have set up on their streaming accounts, and some of the parental controls that they have set in place on their devices. And you came home realizing that you hadn't done any of those things. You didn't think you needed to. You didn't think your kids had any sort of interest or curiosity about that. They hadn't ever acted like it. They've never come to you with their questions. And so you just didn't think that it was an issue that needed to be addressed. And when you were growing up, your parents never talked to you about that kind of stuff. So it just really wasn't on your radar. And you decide that it might be a good idea to check out your streaming services and the history, the videos there, and maybe just the YouTube histories and other places where you could check to see if maybe you do need to be setting these boundaries with technology in your home. And come to find out, you are finding some sexually explicit content in YouTube histories and some very sexualized shows being watched on your streaming accounts. And you're kind of floored because you didn't even realize this was something that you needed to address. So, what would you do in this scenario? Do you freak out and set really harsh punishments for your entire family? Should you have private conversations with each of your children and figure out which one is struggling with it specifically, or if there are several? And what do you do going forward? Please leave in the comment section below how you've handled some of these scenarios. What have you done when you have found questionable content on your devices that you didn't know that your children was watching? How did you handle that? Also, if you have a favorite filtering software or parental control situation that you swear by, what are you using? Clearly, we know that these things are not enough. You can have the best filtering software in the world, but because we can't control so many things that happen outside of our own homes when it comes to the sexual content that our children are being exposed to, we need that knowledge and that understanding of what they're supposed to do to come from within and to come from us actually having those conversations from when they're at a young age and continuing those conversations and teaching them our standards, teaching them our beliefs, teaching them why we have those beliefs and why these standards matter, and also teaching them that we are a safe and reliable source that they can turn to when they have questions and they're not sure what to do next. I provided a couple links down below to some free printables that you can access. One is about your own family plan that you've set around technology and going through the questions that are asked there to see if there are some changes that you need to make or tweaks that you need to make sure everyone in your family understands what your family rules are around technology and how to use it in your home. And also a free printable about a little assessment that your child can take to know if they're ready for a device and a cell phone, and if they have the maturity that they need to be able to handle all these things that are being thrown at them with the sexualized content in today's world. As always, if you could use some more support in this area, you can find the link to my book down in the description box below. You can also find a link to my free resources page that has so many books and podcasts and videos on teaching healthy sexuality to our children. You can also reference my free family home evening lessons and parental guides here in this playlist. And the Hidden Risks of Technology playlist will just give you some insights about some of the things that may not be on our radar about technology in our homes that we need to be aware of. If you could use some extra support in these areas, I would love for you to reach out at the guidance session link down below and schedule a guidance session with me, and I would be happy to give you some one-on-one support. All right, we'll see you next time.